let me use the opportunity to appreciate the Senate and the House of Representatives on the Constitution amendment. This process has just commenced, and I'm not getting onto the substance of the amendments, the issues at all, but I'm just praising the National Assembly for the transparency, the constitutionality, the procedural compliance, engagement of the people, and the making the process live on television and ensuring that sections of that the entire Nigerian people and the world could watch and see how they vote on each of the subject matters. I also want to praise them because I had participated in the 5th, 6th, and 7th assemblies in the amendment of on the process of amending the Constitution. Each of them had always had one problem or the other. I think that they had improved on all the processes by way of ensuring that first there is the electronic voting, which shows how each person votes. And second, by ensuring that it is done live on television. Thirdly, that they take each of the issues as a separate bill on its own, so that any of the subject matters which the House of Assembly or any person who wants to vote on should just stand on its own. And if it fails on its own, and it doesn't fail with all others. Let me use this opportunity to plead with Nigerians that they have a right to comment on the processes, but they should comment substantively and distinctively and intelligently on the issues and not on the legislature or the legislators. They have finished at this stage at the National Assembly. It will, after a few internal processes, proceed to the state houses of our assembly. Any of the issues that you feel that it is not acceptable to you, you could talk to your representatives at the level of the state houses of assembly when it proceeds to that level. But I'm conscious that there were amendments to some of the provisions in the House of Representatives which were not addressed in the Senate, and there is going to be a procedural consideration as to whether there ought to be a harmonization, and after harmonization, whether there ought to be a vote on it at all. These are the matters I expect Nigerians, constitutional experts, lawyers, advocates, the civil society to come up, address, and give attention to, so that it can guide the process. Because the Constitution amendment of same is not like the making of any other law. It is supreme law, and the Constitution is very jealous on the process of amendments. What the legislature have done at this stage should be commended, and I commend them. For now, on the part of the executive, we have, I will say that the executive has not taken any position on the matters yet because it has not formally come to its attention, although the executive has been having intermittent appraisal of the working of the legislature on it. So we're not going to state the position, we're not stating the position of the executive because the executive has not taken a position. The executive and members of the executive are still free to make their contributions in the course of it because this is ongoing. Finally, I want to say that there are areas where members of the public are concerned that it passed or did not pass or were not addressed. I want to say that the process of amending the Constitution is not a one-off process. The bill can be introduced by any person. It can be introduced by a senator or a member of the House. It can be introduced as an executive bill by the executive. None of these matters is closed. So people are concerned about restructuring. They're concerned about the gender issues. None is closed. None is closed because when a bill fails, it can be reintroduced in another session, or it can be introduced by another person, and it is never closed. I want to urge those who are persons who are concerned about the gender issues and any other matter